is a woman over the weekend who took it upon herself to research my family history in hopes of digging up some kind of a gotcha moment, a gotcha angle to validate illegal immigration and open borders. And what she found was really shocking, guys. She found that my family who came here in the 1800s from Norway and Germany, that they spoke Norwegian and German.
Okay.
And really what she did is prove that my family came here legally.
Daytime TV has always had its share of drama, but every so often, a moment comes along that leaves everyone talking. Enter the fiery showdown between conservative commentator Tomi Lahren and The View co-host Sunny Hostin. What started as a debate on immigration policies quickly escalated into an all-out, emotionally charged argument about ancestry, hypocrisy, and what it truly means to be American.
The idea that immigrants come over here and they don't know anything and they're dragging us down, because we all come from immigrants, including you, Tomi Lahren.
She talks about low skills. What exactly are her skills?
Her second great-grandmother had been here for 10 years, yet spoke no English. Oh, my gosh. 1930 census says Tommy's 3 times great-grandmother had been here for 41 years and still spoke German. She didn't speak English.
But before we dive into the drama, make sure to hit like and subscribe so you never miss out on the latest Hollywood buzz and hot takes. To set the stage, Tomi Lahren is no stranger to stirring the pot with her bold, unwavering views on immigration. Known for her stance on merit-based immigration, Lahren has been a vocal advocate for following legal channels to enter the United States, making her a polarizing figure in political debates. On the flip side, Sunny Hostin has consistently pushed for a more compassionate approach to immigration, challenging the conservative narrative at every turn. It was only a matter of time before these two clashed. The fuse was lit when Hostin took a cue from Ancestry. Digging into Lahen's family history to make her point, Hostin pointed out that Lahen's ancestors, who immigrated from Norway and Germany in the 1800s, didn't speak English for years after settling in the U.S. This, she implied, contradicted Lahen's stance on modern immigration policy, suggesting a hypocrisy in Lahen's argument. But what could have been a thoughtful discussion quickly turned into an emotional spectacle. True to her style, Lahren didn't back down.
Well, there is a woman over the weekend who took it upon herself to research my family history in hopes of digging up some kind of a gotcha moment, a gotcha angle to validate illegal immigration and open borders. And what she found was really shocking, guys. She found that my family who came here in the 1800s from Norway and Germany, that they spoke Norwegian and German.
Okay.
And really what she did is prove that my family came here legally.
She leaned into the personal attack, using it as a springboard to double down on her beliefs. Lahren emphasized that her ancestors followed the legal process and built their lives without government assistance, a key distinction, in her mind, between past and present immigration. Regardless of where you stand, you have to give it to Lahren for staying composed under fire. The moment Hostin brought up Lahen's family tree, it became clear this wasn't just a policy debate anymore. Hostin was no longer challenging ideas, she was targeting Lahren personally. While some applauded Hostin's move to expose what they saw as hypocrisy, others felt it was a low blow that deflected from the real issue: how to address today's immigration challenges.
And for them to go that deep in your background, you have gotten under their skin to a level I didn't think was possible. What is it about you that bothers them so much?
Well, it's not just me, it's anybody who advocates for merit-based immigration or has an issue with open borders. And again, just like you said, they don't seem to understand that we on the right believe in immigration.
The debate evolved into a battle over whether immigration today can even be compared to that of the 1800s. On the surface, the comparison seems fair. After all, both involved people seeking better opportunities in a new land. However, as Lahren pointed out, immigration back then was largely unregulated, with people flocking to claim land and build their futures. Today, the issue is far more complex, shaped by laws, security concerns, and a modern welfare state. It's apples to oranges. This clash of perspectives became the heart of their heated exchange. For Hostin, pointing out that Lahen's ancestors didn't assimilate immediately was a way of illustrating that cultural integration has always been a gradual process. For Lahren, it was proof that her family followed the rules and contributed without expecting handouts. An essential distinction in today's immigration debate. This divide reflects a larger rift in how Americans view immigration, shaped by history, identity, and political ideology.
I do believe that the immigration crisis of today is apples to oranges from what it was in the 1800s when immigrants came to this country legally, were documented, worked for themselves, asked for nothing, and built a life and a family. That has nothing to do with the illegal immigration crisis of today that we must deal with.
But don't be fooled into thinking this was just a policy dispute. Hostin's personal attack turned the exchange into something far more compelling and divisive. By bringing up Len's great-great-grandmother, Hostin wasn't just questioning Len's argument, but her credibility and integrity. Sure, debating ideas is one thing, but digging into someone's family history to make a political point? That's bold. Len, however, didn't just defend her family's choices. She flipped the script with humor and poise. She made light of the situation, even poking fun at Hostin's genealogist skills. Instead of letting the attack defeat her, she used it as a platform to rally her supporters. The fallout was swift and intense, with social media lighting up with opinions from both sides. Some saw Hostin's research as a clever way to expose hypocrisy, while others felt it was a desperate attempt to discredit Len.
I lost my job at a conservative network because I said I was pro-choice. That's a big no-no. It was a big no-no. You know, I offended the community. I went on The View and I said just a point that a feeling that I've had for a long time. I'm very limited government. Like, that's just me. I'm not pro-abortion. I'm just very limited government. That's my perspective on a lot of things. And I lost my job at a conservative network for that.
How did you know you lost your job? Like, what did that look like? So you go on The View, you say this, and then what happened?
Then they told me, don't come back on Monday to do your show. You're suspended indefinitely. That's how it was.
Were you shocked? Were you like, oh, this makes sense?
No, I was shocked. And that's why the lawsuit ensued. I have a view that some conservatives still to this day take a real issue with, and they tell me I'm not a real conservative or this or that. It's on both sides.
Meanwhile, The View found itself in a tricky spot. While Hostin's stance resonated with viewers who shared her perspective, it raised questions about the tone of the show. The View is known for its spirited debates, but this one blurred the line between political discourse and personal attack. It's one thing to challenge someone's ideas, but turning their family tree into a battleground? That's a whole other level. As the dust settled, the focus returned to the core issue, immigration policy. Lynn made it clear that her stance isn't about rejecting immigrants, but about enforcing the rules. A reminder about the difference between the clear and the hazy alignment between the legal climate and the legal policy. She argues there's a significant difference between legal immigrants who follow the process and those who cross the border illegally, a nuance often lost in political debates. Her ability to articulate this point, even amid personal attacks, showcased her skills as a debater. For her part, Hostin stood by her decision to bring up Lahen's ancestry, framing it as a way to highlight the complexities of immigration. However, by focusing so heavily on Len's family history, Hostin inadvertently gave Len the upper hand, turning the attack into a rallying cry for her supporters. This clash wasn't just about immigration. It was a microcosm of the cultural and political divides that define America today. On one side are those who see immigration as a cornerstone of the nation's identity, advocating for a compassionate and inclusive approach. On the other are those who prioritize strict enforcement and a merit-based system, focused on self-reliance.
Provide them with DNA, 23andMe, because I cannot believe the detail on your background that they were able to get.
Well, I don't have to. She did all the research for me, so I'm sure my family is very appreciative.
What about Joy saying, though, what are your skills? It's beyond research. It is personal. It is mean.
Well, of course, this is classical Joy Behar, but I would like to ask Joy Behar what her skills are, because perhaps we could swap stories. I know I watch Joy, and she seems like a highly skilled lady, but for her to attack me, that's really interesting. Those in glass houses should not throw stones.
Irony. Both sides likely agree on more than they realize. Both Lahren and Hostin value the contributions immigrants have made to America. Both recognize the importance of assimilation and cultural integration, and in their own ways, both are fighting for what they believe is best for the country. But in the heat of the moment, those commonalities get lost amid the theatrics of live TV. In the end, this drama wasn't just a clash of policies, it was a reflection of how deeply personal politics have become. When debates shift from policy to people, the stakes feel higher and the arguments hit closer to home. Whether you're Team Lahren or Team Hostin, one thing is certain, this debate is far from over. If nothing else, it proves that daytime TV can still deliver moments that get us talking. So, what do you think? Is it fair game to bring personal history into political debates? Or did this go too far? One thing's for sure, genealogy has never been so controversial or entertaining. If you liked today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.